In this video, we're going to look at the fact that the universe is a state of pure potentiality. So we've already spoken about the fact or the concept of the one thing, and we said that the universe is basically one thing that just changes by adaptation. And we also know that there's a one power that works with this one thing and changes everything. It is a power that is literally universal. It created the universe in the first place. Everything that's in it was created by this one power. Everything that ever was created was created by this one power, and everything that will be is just the same. So we still have that power with us now. So this power has never changed. It has always been exactly the same thing. So it hasn't, not as if it's been running out over the years. This power is the power of the universe. It created it, and it's still here now, exactly the same as it ever was. So what an amazing resource we have to work with, don't we? It couldn't be better, could it, really? What we're looking at here is because this power can do anything, has created anything, we have absolute total potentiality. Absolutely anything is possible. This is a resource that knows how to do anything at all. And when you tie it into the idea of consciousness, you'll realise that all memory is there, all power and all memory. So all things are possible. Even when we looked at the quantum physics level, we said, didn't we, that we're looking at a void of pure potentiality, a void full of energy and information just waiting for your thoughts or our thoughts to create the power to start these subatomic particles from moving together to start forming, and eventually to forming into whole atoms, and therefore to materialize an absolute object on this physical plane. And not only objects, but also ideas and concepts. All these come from thoughts as well. So absolutely anything is possible. We live in a world of pure potentiality. That's got to be a wonderful thing, isn't it? So we can now create anything we want, we know that. And we're in a universe that is poised, waiting for us to do just that. So what's stopping us? What is stopping us moving ahead and just doing it? Well, one main thing is the fact of your own mindset, your own inner belief system that we spoke about it earlier on, didn't we? Said that it was fed to you through education, through the media, the media is a terrible one, but yeah. Then this tells you what to think. It tells you your limits. But are those your limits? They're only your limits if you think you want them to be your limits. Other people tell you that you have to stay within your limits. Now, I come from a working class background, fair enough, fine with that. But I remember when I was growing up, if I ever came up with an idea that I wanted to do something or I wanted to be something, you were always put in your place. You're always told, well, who do you think you are? You can't do that. Or the other one was, you need to stop thinking above your station. So that is the way that the world keeps people into this limited space that they live. And it works because we've said, haven't we, most people feel comfortable within this space. They don't want other people to ruin it. But don't let that happen to you. If you join these courses and follow this process, you can break those walls asunder and we can move forwards. This is as long as we work within universal laws. Because those are the only boundaries we've got, but they're a damn sight larger than the boundaries we already have. So all is possible. You're actually, on another level, think about this, that you actually already are a magician. So you're already doing this. You're working magic every day of your life, and you always have. I'll give you an example so that the concept can build. So this is like the smallest possible level. Obviously, there's a long way to go to perfect it. But imagine a cup of coffee. You sat on this chair and, I could just do with a cup of coffee. And when you say that, the idea of the smell and the warmth and the lovely relaxed feeling it gives you when you get your cup of coffee, this all comes to you. So you're actually visualizing a cup of coffee. And then you take a magical step. You stand up and you walk into the kitchen. You put the kettle on, and before long you sat here and there's a cup of coffee materialised on the table next to me. Now this is very, very serious. It's because it's a magical act. You had an idea or a thought or a pre-thought. You visualised the idea. You put a magical ritual in place, and you've materialised it. Because before you visualised that cup of coffee, it didn't exist. Now think about the fact that everything on this planet has gone through that process. So we're looking at something small like a cup of coffee. Look at an office block. At some point in time, somebody thought we could put an office block there, and then they went and they drew the plans and they visualised it. And then they did the magical ritual, they got the workers to come down to build it, and then they materialised an office block. So I'm saying this to you so that you can realise that you're already doing this process. You already are the magician. All you have to do is become slicker at this process, to learn the ins and outs of this process, to build on it and become an expert at it. Learn how to recognise the universal laws, learn how to work with the universal laws, understand the principles of the universe that you can work with. One of them, incidentally, I have to mention now, is that the idea is when you focus your mind in this direction that we're going, you have to be very careful what you put into the universe, because you get out what you put in. So bad things can happen to you as well as good things, but we have to make sure this doesn't happen. And when you can look at somebody that that how come bad things always happen to them? How come they always trip up, things seem to go wrong? Well, that's because they're feeding the wrong thing into this process. But we're going to learn how to master this process and how to use all these physical attributes to the fullest extent to fulfill your heart's desires. So you can decide what you want and make a process of getting it. So that is to show you that we're living in a world of absolute potentiality, and we are halfway there, or we've started on the path to getting to be able to use the processes to fulfill its potential. So I'll see you in the next video. Here we are at the end of the course. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been great to have you along, and congratulations for getting to the end here. So now you've taken your first step along the journey into wisdom. Well done. Like I say, congratulations. You've asked yourself some fundamental questions, and I know that sometimes this can be quite challenging. But you've done that, and we've looked at ourselves as well, haven't we? We've looked at who we are, and we've looked at our environment, and we've thought, how did we get to this particular position, and how can we change it? We asked ourselves who we were. He said, who am I? And then we asked ourselves, well, who are we not? And we know that we're not our personality. We know that we're not the job we do. We're not our name. We're not even our body. So what are we? Well, we know now that we are an inner essence that's in there, our soul, our spirit. And we know that is the watcher, that is our inner self. And we know now that is the level that we are going to work on, because that's the level from where you build. We talked about the one thing, and this is a very fundamental aspect of the journey. And we learnt about this one thing which changes through adaptation, and the one power that controls this. We considered our consciousness. We thought, so what is our consciousness? Where does our body end and our consciousness begin and how we can contact this form of consciousness to use it to build on our lives, to build our environment, to build all the lives that we want, to get things in it, to get the life we really desire. And we learned that we use subconsciousness to work with that, and use that to work on the level of our inner essence, our real self. This was the collective unconscious that Dr. Jung spoke of. We said that we're already in possession of all the tools, all the abilities that we need to be able to do this process. We know we're already magicians, we already work magic. We've always done it, it's part of our life, it's who we are. But now, to move on, we know that we need to build on these beginnings. We need to be creative, we need to start learning the subject. So where do we go from here? That's the question. So you can ask yourself another question. Now that you've put your foot onto the step of wisdom, do you want to carry along the journey? Do you want to continue towards wisdom? It's a wondrous, fascinating journey. I know, because I've followed this for many years. It's full of revelations about yourself, about the universe, about the other people we share this planet with. You definitely meet challenges along the way, but you get through them, and you become a stronger person. You become a wiser person. It's the age-old teachings of the ancient mystery wisdom tradition, which are here for us to learn from and to benefit from. So many people don't even bother. They say they were secret for such a long time, and now that they're more out there, people just don't see a need for them, yet they can change our lives in such fascinating and fundamental ways. They can help you build the life you want, create the things in your life that you've always wanted. It's wonderful. So you're working here with nature. So as a byproduct of this is always that your personality, you as a person, will grow with nature and as you go along this journey, as you mingle with subconsciousness and you mingle with nature, and you learn to live along with the laws of nature and the powers of nature, you'll find that you'll change in different ways. Your confidence will grow. As a matter of fact, your charisma, your self-belief, all these things will become highly developed along the way. So if you want to come along the journey with me, there's a follow-on course to this. It's called The Path into Wisdom. It's you just click on it on the website and you can join that. Or if you want to do my Magnus Opus course, which takes you very deeply into the whole thing, this is a self-mastery and empowerment through ancient wisdom course. So thank you for joining me on this course, and I hope very much to see you in the next one.